Okay, so now we're going to look at number 3. And number 3, what's going to be printed on the screen? Well, you have, what are your methods? You have the main method and you have the product method. And the one that gets started automatically is main. So here's your variable that's assigned to be 7 and is assigned to be 10. The next line down is a method call because why? It's got the name of one of the methods and it's got parentheses. That's a method call. It's going to send the value of n, which is 10, and it's going to send an 8. So these are going to be sent. And the 10 goes to the first variable because it's the first argument, the first parameter. 8 is the second argument, so it goes to the second parameter. So product method call invokes, sets into operation, activates this method. The first thing this method does is it has to set up memory locations for j and for k. Those memory locations then receive the 10 and the 8. So the j is 10 and the k is 8. Those are the values that it received from the method call. And then we continue on with the method now, and so prod is declared, and prod is assigned the calculation of j times k. So prod is assigned 80. Now we have a print statement. We're going to print the result is and a space, and then we're going to call prod, which is 80. So we're going to print the result is space 80. The next line down is a print statement. We're going to print j, the call j is 10. And so 10 space cats. So we're going to print 10 cats. And then the method is done. So once it's done, then you go back to this method call. So product was called right here. There's nothing to do here, so we go to the next line down. Well, the next line down declares another variable and assigns it the difference between n and m, and so it's going to be 10 minus 7, and so x is assigned the value of 3. Then we're going to print and we're going to call the variable x, which we just found out has been assigned 3. So we're going to print 3 dogs. And there you go. That's the end of the main method, so therefore the program is done. Okay, in this video we're going to continue on the Chapter 3 Review 4 reading code, and we're going to try to get in problems 4 through 6 if we can. So what will be printed on the screen? You have a main method and you have a do the math method. And so you always start with the main method first. It executes automatically, and so a is assigned, declared and assigned to be 10. Int b is declared, but there's no assignment yet. But now we're going to assign it. B is going to be assigned something, and this happens to be a method call. How do we know it's a method call? Because the name, because it has the name of a method, and because it's got parentheses. So that means that this is going to, actually this method call will invoke this line of code, the header, or the method declaration. The first thing that do the math does is it takes this data type declaration and declares a memory location for x. And the purpose of this parameter variable, because it's a variable declared within the parentheses of the method header, is going to receive the value that's being passed from the method call. So the 7 is being passed to this parameter variable. So x now has been assigned 7. It's assigned what was passed by the method call. So the next line down says y is assigned 2. And then we have the product is x. Well, what is x is called. X is a parameter variable. It's got a value of 7. So it's called, and 7, and then y is called. And so the product of those is 14. So prod is assigned 14. The next line down is a print statement. It says just print winner. And so that's what we do. The next line down is a return statement because it starts with the word return. It's not capitalized. So it's going to return prod. Well, prod is being called here. It's a variable it's called. Prod has a value of 14. So this on a return statement, you always the value that's being returned is always returned to the method call. So you go over here to the method call because that's where it's returned, and you replace the method call with 14, which gives you a nice easy statement. B is assigned 14. That's simple. B is 14. Then we go to the next line down and we declare another variable called sum. And sum is going to be assigned the sum of A which is 10. So that's called. And then B, which has just been assigned 14. So the variable sum is has the value now of 24. It's been assigned 24. The next statement down is a print statement. It calls B, which we know B to be 14, and then it's going to literally print this space and lizards. So 14 lizards. The next line down is a print statement. It just says print hoots. That is now the end of the main method, so we're done with number 4. Okay, so now we're going to do number 5.